Hi there. I'm pondering, revisiting my goals, and I was contemplating and wonder if you relate to this too. Whether do you struggle with setting your own goals, or does that come naturally to you? Are you really good at putting it out there about what it is you want and setting, like the old SMART formula, specific, measurable, achievable, or stretchable, time bound, and realistic, or something along those lines? And I know one of the challenges that I have had as an entrepreneur that I didn't really have when I was working in corporate was actually setting my own goals, because they were set for me. Being in sales, being in a corporate environment, the corporation set them, and I needed to meet or exceed those goals, or I would no longer be warranted a paycheck. That's pretty much how it is in corporate sales. In entrepreneur land, it's very different. Very different indeed, because as a business owner, as a founder, as my own businesswoman, I need to set my own goals. And I'm speaking specifically to money goals, revenue goals, profit goals. And how readily does that come to you? Do you struggle with that? Do you, particularly when you are a coach or a consultant selling services, selling something that you have created? So whether this be coaching programs or leadership programs, or whether they're self-paced online, or whether it's coaching, group coaching programs and materials, or even a bunch of coaching sessions. How readily do you set goals around how many of those products you're going to sell and by when? And this is a really interesting exercise, because something that I used to find it very easy to set really big numbers, and I found that it was equally as easy within weeks or months to not even recall what those numbers were. Even if I'd written them down in a plan, the changing landscape of those numbers go usually like being revised downward rather than revised upward. So an interesting topic of conversation is to talk about how that has changed for me, and that might be something that could help you as well. If you're struggling to actually put numbers on your plan around what you're going to sell, what the revenue is and what the profit is, and in what time frame, and what will that make possible when you do that, right? All very nice to have these dreams, and then obviously to create a plan, an action plan to achieve them. But how do you know, firstly, are they the right goals? And secondly, how do you handle yourself when those goals, the date is coming closer and the actual achieving that goal is slipping away or virtually non-existent, because all the strategies, or most of the strategies that you've been implementing, have not actually delivered the outcomes you had originally anticipated? But that's a discussion for another day. Today, it's about, how do you know you have the right goals? So first point, does it scare you? Does this goal scare you? Because there's got to be some kind of visceral reaction to it. And being scared is the same hormonal makeup, whether you are scared and anticipating and excited about that goal, or whether you're scared and absolutely terrified about, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to get that. Or, being terrified and being excited are actually the same thing. It's just what vision are we attaching to that number? And but often the money discussion can get really uncomfortable really quickly, I find, with my clients. So what I like to do is start with an area of your life where you have actually achieved a goal. And let's unpack what that actually looks like and how did you feel? What was the goal and how did you feel when you achieved it? And what was your strategy for achieving that? Because when we can articulate those three things, we can take that learning and apply it to an area that we're not so practiced at, right? Like setting our own money goals when we're new in entrepreneur land and new in selling services particularly. So if I look at my goals where I have been really successful, and the one that I'm working on at the moment is running my half marathon on Sunday, the Barossa Valley Marathon. Now that has been a goal for the last 3 months, and I have worked diligently on both my fitness and my nutrition, and particularly on my nutrition. And I've been studying it and working it and doing all the right things, and making food choices has been really, really easy to make different food choices. For example, today I am doing a deep cleanse with my nutritional cleansing system. So I am only drinking nutritional fluids and with a few supplements to manage my sugar levels. And I am missing the coffee, but I know I'm going to be okay because I've done this before and I'll be able to have my coffee tomorrow. And on top of that, I have a pizza dinner arrangement tonight. And I am going to that dinner tonight because the dinner's important to me. And I'm going to be perfectly okay not eating pizza or pasta. It's not on the agenda today because I'm committed to the goal of achieving my full 24-hour deep cleanse intermittent fasting day. And I'm completely comfortable with that. Why? Because I know the impact of maintaining this level of commitment to my daily goal today is going to show up on Sunday when I'm running. I've got plenty of time to carb load, right, over the next few days. So I can still have my pasta and maybe some garlic bread, maybe on Friday or Saturday night. But today I am sticking to my deep cleanse intermittent fast. So I have this evidence for myself that I can set my own goal. I can set the strategy around it. I can action the strategy. I can stay committed to it, and I can and do achieve. So what happens when I translate that same strategy and process to my money goals? This is the big test that I'm undergoing at the moment for myself. And I know for my money goal again, does that goal I want to achieve by the end of this year from my coaching and program sales, does that scare me? What do I notice when I look at that number that I have set? Do I feel confident, or do I feel like, or do I go into overwhelm? I'm noticing what I'm feeling. And it's so important to both notice the internal reactivity that is happening as well as the external reactivity in the market, in the responses from people as you go about your business development and doing the do, right, to be able to make those sales happen. And it's important to document and monitor those things. But I know I can be and am very successful at my health and fitness goals. And I am getting better at getting much more successful and focused and setting and resetting my financial goals and actually starting to see myself achieving those kinds of numbers. And this is the journey. We're always on a journey. It's always a learning journey. But I guess coming back to how do you know if your goals are right for you? It's perfectly natural and it should scare you. Your goal should scare you. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, for goodness sake, reach out and get some help, because that's what we're here to do, is help you overcome that overwhelm. That is what coaching does. That is what structure does. That is what working with people who are ahead of the game from you in what you want to do is all about. And to that end, I am hosting a clubhouse room tonight that you can join where we are discussing what kind of mindset, our mental toughness that is required to develop the mindset around money, our money mindset. Because without a money mindset, if we're not thinking it, working it, talking about it, planning it, learning to do it better, our business isn't going to grow. We're not going to get the financial returns that we want. And hey, if you don't want bigger financial returns, that's absolutely fine. And know that you are running a hobby and that you are still doing a service to community by turning up and sharing your wares. But unless you're turning that knowledge creation and that value into a financial reward, you have a hobby and not a business. And this applies whether you are working in a job or working in your own business. So come and join us tonight, 7 p.m. Sydney time in Clubhouse. Look out for me, connect with me, and I look forward to carrying on that conversation there. And further to that, I'm running a workshop specifically for women entrepreneurs where we're going to do some really solid work to support you to get better at this money mindset, to get better at setting and staying committed to those money goals and that commitment plan, and helping you with some structure around that. So have a look at my link in the bio and a couple of date options there. I do enjoy facilitating women in particular with passion and drive and that inner knowing that you've got something that the world needs, that the world is just not getting the hang of it, is not buying into it quite yet. And let's see how we can make that happen so you can have the impact that the world needs you to have for others, and then for yourself, that you are having the impact in the world that you want. You're doing work that is meaningful for you. You are respected and respecting others, and you are determining and achieving that rightful paycheck that you deserve. That's it for today. Comment below. Let me know what your challenge is or your strategies are with your mindset development around money goals. And let me know what your challenges are, and let's see if we can create a path forward for you. Thank you very much for watching.